It is Kirsten Liebelt. Good morning. Good to see you guys. It's Monday. So good to see you guys. Here we are entering yet another week. How was your weekend? I would love to know how your weekend was. Mine was terrific. Thank you for asking, but mainly just because we had some really good family time. So very excited about that. Always really happy to spend time with my little 3 grandsons. So that's very good. I would love to know if you are on the replay, let me know. If you've never seen me before, put a 1 in the comments. And if you have seen me before, put a 2 in the comments. And if you're on the replay, let me know where you're coming in from. I always love to know that. We are live here every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, talking about insulin resistance. And we've been doing this, you guys, for over a year. And, I gotta move this closer to me. And we have a brand new 5-day free challenge coming up. It's our 23rd one. And that is in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Did I put that up here? I think so. Yep, it's up here for TikTok. And we're doing that 5-day challenge. And it's going to be April 7th through the 11th. 7th through the 11th. And I will go live every day in the group. No sign up is required. You don't have to sign up for anything. We just do this as a way to give you a track to run on, okay? So that you actually have help, support, encouragement, information, understanding. Like if you can do a challenge, right? Then you can take down the month you're in. And then we'll do another one in the next month. And then you can take down that month. And then pretty soon you're attaching month to month to month. And you have like this success train going on. That's the whole idea. So next month, April 7th through the 11th, I will go live in the group every day, Monday through Friday, at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, good morning, Terry. Good to see you. Good to see you. So don't miss out on that, okay? Don't miss out. There are so many of you that are working to maybe be better prepared this summer. Remember, we view everything through the lens of insulin resistance. So whether it's you're wanting to get off of meds or lose weight or like actually get decent sleep, have energy, like crush that fatigue, the brain fog, all of the stuff that goes hand in hand with insulin resistance, you can turn that back and you can be your own success story in 2025. You absolutely 100% can. Like, don't let somebody tell you otherwise. It's not true. And I'm here to tell you every day why it's not true. So myself, raised in an Italian family, type 2 diabetic dad, dead at 63, gone. My kids were 6'3" and 6 months old, totally lost out on their Italian grandpa. My grandpa was blind and in a wheelchair from type 2 diabetes. Their grandpa was dead at 63, type 2. So not interested in that conversation, like for my own life, not interested in that playing out in my life. I did things differently, not because I was smart. For real, like so not smart on this whole conversation. Like I didn't supplement. I didn't trade out my foods. I just didn't know how to do anything. But when I did, I understood that I was able to finally like lose fat when good morning, who's giving me hearts on TikTok? Kristen, good to see you. Good morning. Good to see you. Anyway, never mind. You'll get me off track, Kristen. You get me off track. I was talking to my husband about you the other day. Okay, just never mind. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. So when your insulin is high in your body, you cannot burn fat. Like this is a scientific conversation. So we're not just making stuff up, right? So you can't lose fat if you have high insulin. If you have a liver that's like tired and toxic, you can't burn fat. So you have to switch these things, right? But the reason why I'm telling you that is because my results are completely different than everybody around me. Okay. Never became type 2. I avoided it. I'm the only one in my family that did. Never went on any meds, never, all of these types of things, right? But I did lose 3 sizes in my 50s. I did, hit 60 years old, not on any meds at all, and am able to have like energy. Like I have my sleep dialed in. I have my energy dialed in. I have, like when my supplements are on point, I'm able to really function at a high level. And I love that. And now my life is like unrecognizable from who and where I was 10 years ago, like unrecognizable. Like you could not have told me that this is what was going to happen. Good morning, Magda. Good morning, Patty. You guys, good morning. Good to see you. And so I'm just telling you, like, that's just the truth. So anyway, I just want you to know what that's all about. This is why we're here every single day. If you need encouragement, resourcing, help, you need to understand, like, for instance, many of you, by the way, the magnesium offer is still on the table. It's still available. I'm a little surprised. When you buy 2 of the newly launched magnesium, you get a free full-size product, either the ashwagandha or the vitamin D. My nighttime routine is 2 magnesium and 2 ashwagandha with some other things. So this is a very, very, very good duo. Like, I'm really excited how I talk about things and then it's as though they're listening to me, which I know they're not. But I'm just saying, it's like, wow, they must have heard me talking about my magnesium ashwagandha like combo for the last year. Of course, that's not true. But now I get to share it with you. I mean, when I woke up Wednesday morning and realized that they were offering a free ashwagandha, I'm like, oh my God, game on. This is exactly what I've been telling my people. So, all right. I always get very excited about that. That's very, very good. So I don't know if any of you have ever heard of what's called a protein sparing modified fast. But I wanted to bring you this information today. I've never, ever, ever done a live on this before. So stick around if you want to hear just a little bit of information. So, Maria Emmerich is the first person that I heard talk about it, but she's not the developer of it. Okay. And so I'm going to tell you kind of where this came from. This is how you can lose fat fast and maintain muscle. But it is something that you use in very like little short, tiny spurts. Like you don't do this long term. Thank God, because it's not necessarily the easiest thing you've ever done. I'm just telling you the truth. But you know how basically what I teach. Okay, so if you're in my circle, if you're in my little like universe of content, I teach grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free. This is the best way, in my opinion, for you to walk a journey of turning back your insulin resistance. If I teach you how to cut corners and how to hack this and hack that, then you may actually never get results. And that would so suck. I'm not interested in people not getting results. I'm not interested in teaching you how to just spin your wheels forever, get on the hamster wheel forever. It's so much fun. No, it's not. You'll give up. You'll give up. And I don't want you to do that, because what is at stake? Really, honestly, yes, I get it. We want to be a different size. I love that I've lost 3 sizes. I love that I'm still on my journey. I love all those things. But the truth is that this is the very base of your health. And we talk about this a lot too. You know, type 2 diabetes is no freaking joke. It's no joke, people. No joke. You can lose your sight like my grandpa did, straight from Italy, lost his sight. You can lose limbs. You can lose somebody that I heard about recently losing toes and a partial foot. Like, this is no freaking joke. Okay. So I know that that's why I say I am fighting for the you 5 years from now. Okay. I'm fighting for your future self. And in the meantime, maybe I can get you to just make these steps so that you can better your health and you can like lose the weight and actually maybe enjoy a swimsuit and whatever it is for you, whatever. Everybody's got different things. So that's kind of like the whole goal. But taking grain, sugar, and legume free, typically what I'm talking to you about is high protein. Get like your goal weight in protein grams a day. Moderate good fats, okay, olive oil, avocado oil, butter, lard, ghee, the good fats, not the trans fats, not the seed oils and all that trash, none of that, because that's really highly inflammatory, okay? And then really low carbs. You tamp those carbs way down, not net carbs, that's BS. That's cutting a corner, and that gets you into frustration. Okay. And I do not teach. Hi, Phyllis. Good to see you from Arkansas. I love that so much. I bet you're nice and warm down there. We're still kind of in the 40s, 50s here in Minnesota. But getting those carbs way down, net carbs, no, and not like, oh, because net carbs are basically, oh, I have this little formula with fiber. We're not going to do that in my world. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve me, because that then makes it harder to stay on track. It makes it harder to actually get results. And we don't like that. So PSMF is taking it one more step. And PSMF stands for protein sparing modified fast. It takes it one more step, and it kind of like really turns the crank a little bit. So it's not the funnest thing you've ever done. However, it's very, very beneficial. So let me just tell you where this got developed from, and then kind of what it looks like. And it's something that you would incorporate then. Take what I just told you, everything that I just told you, and maybe one day a week. And no more than 3 days a week should you do this. Okay. But it can result in faster fat loss and maintaining muscle. You want to maintain your muscle. Like, this is a really big deal. Okay. Okay. So here we go. All right. So the PSMF was originally developed in the 1970s, you guys, by Dr. George Blackburn at Harvard Medical School. It was designed as a medically supervised approach to rapid fat loss for severely obese patients. The goal was to help patients lose weight quickly while preserving lean muscle mass. You guys, we have to do things the right way, because we don't want to have to then go back and fix something. Okay, this is such a big deal. By focusing on high protein intake and severely restricting fat and carbohydrates. Initially, PSMF was used in hospital settings with strict monitoring due to the extreme calorie deficit and the need for proper electrolytes and nutrient supplementation. Over time, modified versions have been adapted for short-term use in non-medical settings, especially among bodybuilders or those looking for a rapid fat loss phase. So again, this is something that you just incorporate, like maybe one day a week, up to 3 days only, and you wouldn't do more than that. But it can kind of like, if you have a stall going on, if you're stalled out in your weight loss and you're doing keto or whatever, if you're doing keto and you have not been paying attention to your electrolytes, this is one of the main reasons why, like taking magnesium at night, when I take magnesium and ashwagandha for my sleep, the magnesium blend, really good electrolytes. And somebody asked me over the weekend, what's the difference between plant sourced magnesium and marine sourced magnesium? Because the magnesium blend that just launched last week, it is from the Dead Sea and Irish seawater and Irish fresh waters. So it's marine water sourced. And basically what that means is that, number one, it's highly bioavailable because it's marine sourced. Like, it's the top notch of bioavailability into your system, but also too, because like from the Dead Sea, when they're sourcing it from there, they are getting extra trace minerals. So this has to do with that electrolyte sentence that I just said. You're getting extra trace minerals so that you can then have higher electrolyte count in your body. You want that, especially if you're going to do what I'm going to talk to you about right now. Okay. So just to let you know, pay attention to your electrolytes. Do not miss that key component, because sometimes then you can get like a lot of cramping going on, etc. Like, you don't want your body to do that. Okay. Let's jump in here. So a protein sparing modified fast is a short-term aggressive fat loss method that prioritizes protein and cutting carbs and fat. It's designed to preserve muscle while burning fat quickly. It's used for breaking plateaus, metabolic resets, and rapid fat loss. Okay. Originally developed for obese patients, medically supervised. All right. So this is how it works. So your protein intake, 1 to 1.5 pound per lean body mass weight. So that goes to what is your goal weight? So if your goal weight is 135 pounds, you would want to eat 135 grams of protein a day. Preserve muscle mass and keep metabolism active is your goal. Okay, so protein, that's where protein comes in. And I talk to you guys about it all the time, like protein, 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 protein. If you focused on protein, this morning I had eggs and I had just a little bit of ground beef taco meat, a little serving, and that'll keep me full and satiated now for a very long time. My blood sugars will be very stable and my muscle mass will be very protected. Okay. So example, a woman of 120 pounds of lean muscle mass should eat 100 to 180 grams of protein a day. And these would be the sources. So if you're taking notes, grab a pencil or put it on the notes of your phone. These would be the sources that would be lean, because we're also tamping down the fat. That's why this isn't super easy. So I understand we learned low fat back in the, whatever, 80s and 90s, and it was tragic. It was terrible for us. And I get that. And so this is not that, but this is 1, 2, or 3 days of tamping a little bit more than usual. Okay. So chicken breast, 4 ounces is 26 grams of protein and only 2 grams of fat. So chicken breast would be lean, obviously without the skin, 2 grams of fat. Egg whites, 5 egg whites would be 20 grams of protein and no fat. So egg whites are very beneficial. That's why the egg white bread that we talk about. And most recently I did the egg white, the custard cups. That's not low fat though. Never mind. Pay no attention to that behind the curtain. But egg whites are no fat. White fish like cod, tilapia, halibut, 4 ounces is 25 grams of protein and 1 gram of fat. These are all really excellent choices on a PSMF type of a choice for 1, 2, or 3 days a week. Low fat cottage cheese. Now, normally we're not buying low fat cottage cheese, are we? Normally we're not, okay? Because we're buying full fat, but this is for one of those days, okay? And to be really honest, if you really want to tweak it, you would be dairy free for those days. Okay. A half a cup is 14 grams of protein and 1 gram of fat. And then whey isolate protein shake. So 1 scoop can be 25 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 2 carbs. So the whey I have in my line, if you have not already picked it up, I have a recently launched grass-fed whey protein, which has 30 grams of protein, and I think it's 6.9 milligrams of branch chain amino acids. That is amazing blend. Just telling you, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. I've only tried the vanilla, love it. Have not tried the other 2 yet. But a whey isolate protein shake, and whey isolate like that will, it'll get into your system fast. And then of course, if you have a good grass fed like that, that's really like, what a bonus, because maybe we're not out there buying grass fed milk. Probably not. Anyway, and we might be, some of you might be like, you might have dairy cows on your land. Some of you are like ranchers and dairy farmers, etc. Okay, so you're going to now, so that's your protein. And those are just some really good choices. Okay, so like for the day, maybe you pick 1 day a week and you pay attention to this and you're like, okay, I'll maybe make an egg white omelet in the morning or something like that. I know that's not maybe as exciting as you want it to be, but the point is you're tamping it all down, having a chicken breast for, lunch, and maybe a piece of white fish for dinner. And then of course, maybe like some green vegetables and stuff like that. So it's kind of maybe not as exciting. Now, Maria Emmerich actually has a protein sparing modified fast cookbook. I don't even know. I'm trying to think if I purchased it. I might have it digitally. I'm kind of not sure. I got to remember. But she has like a bourbon chicken recipe in there that everybody raves about. So she has recipes that she's created for this. So, oh, my volume is very low. Thank you for telling me. Hold on. I'm going to fix this. Hold on. I want to make sure. Hold on, Instagram. Okay, I don't know if that helped or not, but we'll find out. I don't want to, I'm not audible. I don't know what that means. We'll have to see. I did fix it though. I mean, I did touch it. That doesn't mean I always know that I'm fixing it, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so low carbohydrate. So carbs kept very low to keep insulin stable and promote fat burning. So leafy greens, spinach, arugula, romaine, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, zucchini, cucumbers, mushrooms, etc. Now, very low fat. So this is where we really veer off a little bit, okay? So this is why you need to track with this a tiny bit. So unlike keto, PSMF limits fats because you're burning stored body fat instead. So you have to understand why you're doing it, and then I'm convinced that you will be able to actually attack it a little better, okay? So example, a person eating 120 grams of protein should have 20 to 30 grams of fat max for the day. That's actually really low because keto is probably double that, maybe even triple that. Okay. So even though the keto that I teach is aligned with Maria Emmerich, high protein, moderate, good fat, and low carb, this is now high protein, low fat, low carb for 1, 2, or 3 days. Are you tracking? This is why then it's harder, because that fat keeps you satiated and full. So the temptation would be like, oh man, I'm not feeling as full as I normally feel when I'm doing a good, well-rounded keto. Now you're kind of triggering that hunger a little bit, but you have to know then that you're allowing your body to burn fat. Okay, so that hunger is actually a good thing. It's just that we as Americans have not learned how to live with hunger very well, right? So the best store sources would be small amounts of olive oil, avocado, or egg yolks. Okay, so like maybe you make an omelet and you have like 5 egg whites and you add in 1 egg yolk, right? Like you're shifting that portion. Okay, fat naturally occurring in lean protein sources. So whatever little fat there is on a tenderloin or on a chicken breast that doesn't have skin on it, that kind of a thing, right? So think of this as the ultimate lean and clean diet. You're feeding your muscles while letting your body tap into its own fat stores for energy. Does this make sense? Does anybody have questions on this yet? I would love to know if you have questions. Good morning, Claudette. Strawberry. Oh, Ruth says the strawberry is amazing. I did not know that. Good to know. I can't wait to try that one. Yummy, yummy, yummy. That's a good low fat, high protein option to like add into a PSMF day if you are doing a little bit of dairy in there. You just tried the magnesium and the ashwagandha the last 2 nights. Your sleep was so much better. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, thank you, Megaroni, for telling Megaroni, that's darling, for telling me that you could hear me. Okay. The magnesium she was talking about just launched last week. Yes. And you just tried it the last 2 nights and you slept so much better. You guys, this makes me so happy. You have no idea. Debs, thank you for following. You're amazing. You just started last night, so you're anxious to see. Perfect. Yep. What kind of magnesium? So basically last week in the line that I talk about, so I use targeted supplementation. I've used this line for like 14 years, but a little over 10 years is when I really started targeting my sugars, my insulin resistance. And so I talk very specifically every day about using targeted supplementation for insulin resistance, because you can change the way that your engine is running from the inside out. And so there are 3 supplements. I don't even have it's Monday. It's Monday. I can feel it, people. So I talk about the trio all the time. These are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is what I have used for a little over 10 years now. And because it's helping me to bring down your insulin and get your liver to function, I've been able to lose 3 sizes in my 50s, etc. Last week, they launched a magnesium, and it's a marine sourced magnesium. And I've been waiting for it. I heard about it a year ago that they were going to launch it. And so I've been using somebody else's magnesium blend for a couple of years. And I take it at night. And then last year when they launched the ashwagandha, That duo, that combo has transformed my sleep in the last year. Magnesium and ashwagandha transformed my sleep for me. And so then when they launched it, I had no idea that they were going to say buy 2 magnesium and you can have 1 free product, either a vitamin D or the ashwagandha. I was like, everybody needs to know this. Everybody needs to know. I've actually already purchased 2 sets of them because you can purchase as many, or they can't be on the same order, but you can purchase as many orders as you want and get that free. The ashwagandha is $44. But anyway, the magnesium is $34 each. And it really makes a huge difference. So I'm so glad to hear somebody saying that they've already noticed a difference. I'm not going to lie. Last night was my first night. And I was very curious. I actually felt I'm always like hesitant to be like, jazz hands. It was amazing. But I kind of want to say like I was really, really impressed. But let me just assess it longer. Okay. So that I can come back with a real like solid assessment of how my sleep is going. So a good week is what I feel like I need to really be able to give you guys like for sure. Okay. Because I just want to make sure. But anyway, 3 magnesium forms in it. Marine sourced, which means it's more available into your system. You're getting extra like electrolytes because of the trace minerals that are coming from seawater. But then they also put an extract in there for your heart, and it helps with inflammation. It's an olive fruit extract. Anyway, okay, that answers that. If you have more questions, let me know. Let me know. You've noticed a difference. Claudette, unsweetened almond milk. Okay, yes, definitely, Ruth. Okay, so you've noticed you've taken a couple of nights already. Okay, hold on, Claudette. Are you freaking kidding me? She said no leg cramping at all, which is amazing. Usually I would wake up at least 2 or 3 times a night with leg cramps, especially on the days that I have work. It's amazing. Claudette, I'm so excited about that. That makes me so happy. Claudette has the best testimony, you guys. She is 75 years young. And she, since August 28th, has lost 45 pounds. Now, I always tell people, I already took my orange pixie stick, but she's doing the whole system. Okay. And some of you are going to want to do the whole system. And to be really honest, again, if we cut corners on everything, sometimes things just don't happen. So thank you for that, Claudette. That has to do with the magnesium, you guys. That's what she's talking about. So Claudette actually took the gut primer. It looks like a greens drink, but it's not. 6 products in one. Yes, it has fermented greens in it. It tastes like tea. I'm not a tea person. So I just take it with cold water like a shot. But she was doing this. I can't even show you the probiotic because it is underneath my iPad. You guys are going to laugh at me. Okay. I don't have the probiotic paper. Just put up with me. Just say, you know what? It's okay, Kirsten. It's Monday. And it's Monday for me too. So we're going to just give each other grace. So she's taking the gut primer with the probiotic, the orange pixie stick that burns the visceral fat. Like this is, you guys, testimonies of scans showing visceral fat diminishing and inches being lost, like quite a few. And then she's taking the trio. But can you imagine? Wouldn't you think at 75, she was 74 at the time. Wouldn't you think though, at 75, wouldn't you be like, oh, I don't know that I'm going to lose 45 pounds. I'm 74. I'm 74. Like, is that even possible for me anymore? Isn't that what you would think? But that's not, she did it anyway. She's like, and then she told me I'm keeping up with the girls who are 25 years old at work. You can change your life. I don't care what age you are. I don't care like what your history has been. You can change your life. And so to hear that about the magnesium makes me really happy because I know that we have a whole nother universe of testimonies coming in that'll come from the magnesium now. And if it helps you to get your life up and running and functioning better, that's literally the whole goal of all of this. And did you know that the magnesium and ashwagandha both help with blood sugars? Magnesium and ashwagandha both. So again, just another layer, another level that you get to partake in. Like, you can get your body detailed. This is detailing your body. Just like you would take it to a mechanic and you would say, detail my car. You are detailing your body by doing this. That's just what that is. Kristen, thank you so much. You're amazing, amazing, amazing. So Megaroni, that's to answer your question. You could always go, what did I put up there for you guys? You could always text me at that number and say, hey, you know what? You talked about the magnesium, or you talked about the trio, or you talked about the gut primer, whatever it is, and say, will you just send me a cart with those in it so I can look at them? And I will do that for you. You can put that in the messages on Facebook or YouTube, and then Instagram. You kind of have to get into my inbox. However, let me wrap up with the rest of the conversation on the protein sparing modified fast. So this is very specifically to help you lose fat while maintaining muscle integrity. This is a really big conversation because it is literally my number one concern with anybody who's taking the shot. Okay. You do not want to be losing fat and losing muscle, or just losing muscle. You don't want to do that, because as we get older, and I don't care if you're in your 30s and you're just now thinking about insulin resistance like I was in my upper 30s. I just didn't do anything about it until I was in my upper 40s. I'm just saying. Or if you're my age, I'm 60 or older, you don't want to lose muscle. This is like, I understand wanting to lose weight because we have a graduation coming up, because we have a wedding coming up. We're going to be the mother of the bride, or, we've got a family reunion. We haven't seen people in 15 years, or whatever, a high school reunion. We've got things coming up, especially as we go into the spring and summer, and people are very excited about that. And I don't blame you guys for everybody being excited. We want to lose weight, but to do it at all cost, you don't have to do that. I feel excellent about how, I feel so, you have no idea how happy I am that Claudette was able to lose 45 pounds at 74 years old. And I do not for 1 minute think that she lost muscle doing it. Now, I don't have scans on her, nothing like that. She would have to check that for herself, right? But the point being that there is a right way to do this, and you can preserve your muscle mass. So we want to do that. But this is putting you into a deep calorie deficit without losing muscle, is what protein sparing modified fast is. It's keeping your insulin low, and it's promoting fat burning. It's preventing your metabolic slowdown. So unlike extreme low calorie diets that burn muscle, that's not what this is doing. And the reason why is because you are focusing on protein, protein, protein. Protein sparing modified fast. So protein is high, fat and carbs is very low, but you're also not carnivore, because you can be eating vegetables, you can be adding in other things, but you are definitely being very restrictive for 1, 2, or 3 days a week. Okay. This will help you if you have a stall going on. This will help you if you want to lose weight fast because of like something coming up in your life. Okay. So many people struggle with fat loss because they either eat too much fat, even on keto, too much fat, or too little protein. Protein sparing modified fast eating corrects that balance and forces your body to burn its own fat for energy. Does that make sense? Are you guys kind of catching that a little bit? So for instance, here's a sample: breakfast, a scoop of whey isolate, okay, and 5 egg whites. That's going to give you 45 grams of protein and 2 grams of carbs and 1 gram of fat. Lunch could be 4 ounces of grilled chicken breast, 2 cups of spinach. That's another 40 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, because you still have carbs in spinach. You still have carbs. People are like, oh, you're not eating any carbs. We're just ignorant as to what has carbs in it. But anyway, a snack could be a half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese, maybe a half of a cucumber. That's another 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs. 2 grams of fat. Dinner, 4 ounces of white fish and a cup of steamed broccoli, 30 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat. The total is 135 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of fat. So you can see how you might be a little hungry because that fat is not there to satiate you. Okay. Fat is a lever. So if you're hungry and you eat, let's say, a piece of cheese, or you eat anything that's fatty, you're going to be full. It's going to make you feel good, right? And another reason why you don't want to do this long term, like this would be hard on your hormones. You don't want to do this like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this for 3 weeks and lose all the weight. It's going to be hard on your hormones. Don't mess yourself up. Like, allow yourself like to chunk things out, right? Anyway, it's simple, but the key is getting enough protein and keeping fat and carbs low to maximize fat loss while protecting your muscle. So this is great for anybody who is needing to have fast fat loss without losing muscle. If you're trying to break a weight loss stall, or people with insulin resistance who just want to lower blood sugar. Okay, this is really good and helpful. It's not good for somebody who's already lean, where you don't have enough body fat to lose. And there are definitely, right? You don't have to be overweight to be insulin resistant, remember? Or people with high activity levels, you need more fat. So if you're like whatever, you have to know your own activity level. Or long-term dieting, PSMF is not a lifestyle. This is not a lifestyle. This is a short-term tool. Okay. It's an aggressive approach. And then basically you can just reintroduce fats and carbs slowly. You're going to keep the carbs low anyway, so that doesn't change, but the fat, I feel like between this and keto, going back and forth there is no transition needed, in my opinion. It's because you're already so close, you're just tamping it down a little bit more. But I'd love to know, like, who's interested in doing this, drop a little fire emoji in the comments. Who is interested? Hello, Joy. Good to see you. Who is interested in like trying that? Is that something you've heard of before? Is that something that is like brand new to your thought process? I'd love to know, because I'm telling you, most of the time, the reason why we keep trying things and then quitting things after 30 days is because we're getting really bad information. And so, we've got the whole keto community. I spent years avoiding the discussion on keto. I mean, years. Because there's so much bad information out there. There's so much bad information. Is there a website? Yes. Oh, Canada. I love you guys so much. The trio is available in Canada. The magnesium is not. I had 3 Canadian women in conversation with me over the weekend. It's a government allowance of ingredients. And so things don't get launched at the exact same time. And so I'm just like, oh, shoot. So out of the things that I talk about for people in Canada, the trio is available. And I actually have a Canadian link. So if you go to, is it on my site? I'm going to double check for you guys. But in Canada, the gut primer is not available. The orange pixie stick is not available. There's a few things that are not. They just haven't launched yet. So I apologize for that, because I really do love my Canadian customers a lot. You guys are such a blessing. And they did, however, launch. I'm just looking at my own. They did, however, launch the customer promo. Nope, I don't want that. They did launch the customer promo. So in the United States, this is what that looks like for anybody who's wanting to know how to put money back into your own pocket as you are working with targeted supplementation. And that is, this is a promo that won't be going away right away. This is going to be sticking around for a while. Okay. So it's not like a get it while you can. You can start this on any month. You could start this in March. You could start this in April, etc. And when you purchase $150 or more subtotal 3 months in a row, make sure that if you're doing the magnesium and you're getting a free product, that it's not bumping you down below 150. Okay. So pay attention. I want to be your helper in this. $150 a month for 3 months in a row, you're going to get $75 off that third month. Okay. And if you feel like maybe, I don't know, just make sure, okay? Promotions are going to bump you back down sometimes underneath 150, and you don't want that. But then $75 off your third month. Like, who is giving you $75 off of an order? Like, I don't even understand. Plus, you could be taking advantage of the buy two magnesium and get a free ashwagandha for $44. Like, that's double dipping, people. In Canada, and then you're getting free shipping because free shipping is over $139. In Canada, it's $200 a month for 3 months in a row, and then you're getting $100 off, and your free shipping is over $185. So there is a difference, right? But at least you still get the promo. And when it comes to, I have like I said, I have a Canadian link for the trio. When you go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt. Everybody needs to be registering for your free account. You can't get the VIP promos if you're not registered. If you're checking out as a guest, you're not getting the promos. You're not getting the best shipping, etc. Okay. So you want to make sure you're registered, and you can do that by going to the top of the website. There's a person icon, a head and shoulders icon, and you click on that and you register with your name. That's how you can be getting all the deals, and you don't want to miss out on that, right? And whether or not you want to start a promo like that right now or down the road, etc. But when you're on my site, kirstenliebelt.com, for the Canadian customers, I'm speaking directly to Canadian customers. If you click on the trio, which is like, I think maybe the second button, click on the trio, and then you're going to see a Canadian link in there. Again, I will send you my Canadian link if you just ask me. You can get into my messenger. You can get into my inbox on Instagram. You can text me right there on TikTok. Say, hey, I need your Canadian link. And those 3 products for the trio are right on the front page for you to look at. Okay. And then when things get launched in Canada, trust me, I will be the first to let you know. I will not be a slacker. I will let you know immediately when things launch. Or if I get word, sometimes I will get like a little sheet that will tell me things that are coming, what's launching in the United States or what's launching in Canada. And I will let you know. Okay. Because like, the timing, I wish the timing was exact, but I had 3 Canadian conversations this weekend. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'll let you know when I hear something. Because again, everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. So there you go. I hope that helps. Does anybody have any questions about the PSMF or like any of the different supplementations? Do you guys need carts for anything? You can always let me know and I will help you with that. Some of the best recipes I think probably do come from Maria Emmerich's Protein Sparing Modified Fast Cookbook. If you pick that up, you can probably grab that on Amazon. If somebody's wanting to incorporate this as maybe a weight loss stall push, or you just know that you need different, you just ordered the protein powder strawberry. This food program sounds abnormal for most of the time. I'm so glad, Phyllis. I'm so glad. Yeah, you know what? I'm interested in trying the strawberry as well. When I was a little kid, we used to add strawberry jello powder. Don't do this. This is a bad advice or, bad conversation. But we would add the strawberry jello powder to cottage cheese and then whipping cream and then, like drained pineapple can and make fluff. And I loved it so much. So I actually love it when I can take protein powder, the grass-fed whey protein powder. Phyllis, she took the magnesium and the ashwagandha and had good sleep. I'm so glad. I'm looking forward to hearing all of these results from you guys. I really am. Like in 2 weeks, I know I'm going to get flooded with testimonies and I'm so, so happy. But mixing just even the strawberry protein powder with a little bit of cottage cheese, that sounds really, it's a childhood memory for me. So I'm glad that you picked that up. Like I said, I've been using the vanilla one and loving it. I'm very impressed. And I'm not, because sometimes protein powders come out and you're not very excited about them. Like I have had many protein powders pass my way out of one of two of our lines for years now, because I've been in business for 14 years. So man, I've got so much going on Instagram today, fireworks and balloons and all sorts of stuff. And so there have definitely been protein powders that have come down the line that I'm like, that one, that just didn't excite me. Maybe it was granular. Maybe it was like there's a whole line of plant protein powders, which are organic. And I actually don't even know what they taste like because they have grain. So I don't eat them. I don't use them. So when I have something that launches like this grass-fed whey, this is like sweetened with stevia. It is so freaking clean. It has like 5 ingredients. It's phenomenal. And then they added BCAAs into it, and it's 30 grams of protein and not 25. And I mean, it's such a spectacular product, but I don't, promote every single product because I'm very streamlined with you guys in what I recommend ever. Like I have to make sure it's not going to spike your sugars. I have to make sure that it is serving you in terms of going from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. Like that has to be the goal. You have to have tools at your disposal. And sometimes it's easier to get tools coming from one source, And so for many of you, I've become a one source because otherwise there's so much noise out there. And I understand the frustration of that. And the noise is that there's a lot of different philosophies on how to teach keto or how to teach supplementation or whatever. And I want to be able to give you the best of what I understand and what's helping me so that you can just spend less brain space on sourcing information and spend more brain space on assessing your own universe. Because you only have so much brain space. So turn that into assessing your own, let's say, emotional connections to food or your own, just triggers and things like that, right? Because we eat because we're stressed or we're bored or we're happy or we're sad or whatever, or we need to actually figure out the foods that we like, or we got mindset stuff to work on. You don't need to spend your brain space running around to every single person that sells a different supplement for a different reason. And now you're tracking 10 different supplements from 10 different companies and you're placing 10 different orders a month for this, that, and the other thing. And then you're like, what the heck? Like you can't even remember what anything is doing for you. Well, let's make it more streamlined than that. And then you can also benefit from doing, the 153 months in a row and get $75 off. Like, let's benefit you as much as we can on both ends of the spectrum. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Sharon, good morning. Good to see you. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that was helpful. Share it with anybody that you know that needs to hear that. I wish so badly that I had me when I was in my upper 30s. So if you know somebody in their upper 30s or their early 40s and they're looking perimenopause in the face, this is the information that I wish that I would have had at that age, because I didn't understand what was about to happen with my hormones, and insulin being that top tier, insulin resistance, that insulin hormone tipping everything else upside down. I didn't know what was about to hit me. So share it with somebody you know that this could help with. But I'll be back here at 11 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. And the 5-day challenge in April is going to be the 7th through the 11th. So the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, jump in there and be ready for the next challenge and get your supplements before the challenge so you can feel ready, so that you can feel like you can actually make a difference in your direction before summer comes, before the tulips bloom, all of those good things. Michelle, hey, Mickey, good to see you. Had such a good time with your son and daughter-in-law this weekend. That was amazing. That's my sister-in-law, Mickey. Everybody say hi, Mickey. And so anyway, prepare yourself for the summer, do something for yourself, and decide that 2025 is going to be your year. You're going to take care of yourself. You're not going to just take care of everybody else. It doesn't serve people when you don't take care of you. It doesn't serve anybody. You have to take care of your own self because listen, I spent my life chasing my father's medical issues. Like that was my entire life. Another emergency procedure, another surgery, another recovery, another this, another that. Stop it. It's not a terminal diagnosis, but you have to determine that you're going to actually take care of yourself so that everybody else doesn't have to do it for you. I hope that doesn't sound too harsh, but it's really a frustrating reality when this is not, again, nobody just got a C diagnosis. You know what I'm talking about, right? The big C that we say, right? That's a different conversation. You have to have a team of docs. This you don't. This you can do on your own. So just take a little nugget every single day. Take a nugget every 5-day challenge and piece it together. And whatever you need for supplementation, like let me get you started. Let me be your helper. I can shift things for you from the inside out exactly how you would detail a car if you brought it into a mechanic and get your body functioning so that you can lose weight, get off of meds, sleep better, have more energy, crush brain fog, all of those things, right? Deal with your visceral fat. Anybody got fatty liver, right? So I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have the best day ever on the face of the planet. And if you need the magnesium link, let me know because it's buy two, get a product for free. It's still available, so don't miss out. See you guys later.